I've got a lot of thoughts about what I'm about to say here, and I just want to reset for a moment. Let's put up on screen the article right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I said that I had a big announcement here on the radio show today, and it's this. Obama is now the head globally of Al-Qaeda. And that's not a headline that we put up there that's any form of exaggeration. If you have to say one man commands the forces of NATO, commands U.S. forces to aid Al-Qaeda in Libya and Syria to engage in incredible atrocities, it is Barack Obama. It is a absolute, total, and complete fact that that is going on. And no one will call it like it is. But if listeners of this show will take this article, I'm going to explain this in a moment, that's up at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com, Obama now global head of Al-Qaeda, and if you will send it out to everyone you know on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and other radio shows, we can force a national debate about this, just like we've done on the 2 billion bullets and the armored vehicles and the checkpoints and the preparations for martial law, now with multiple members of Congress calling for this, investigation starting. We can force this out there. In fact, we've already, to a certain extent, made the LA Times, New York Times, and others admit, okay, the West is running Al-Qaeda. Is that a good idea? Well, my issue is, I don't believe in lesser of two evils. Put Al-Qaeda in to take out Assad when Assad hasn't attacked anybody and is about 15, 20 times better than Al-Qaeda. I don't say I like him, but compared to, because I don't like any dictator, but he's not attacking anybody. And he's not, in the past, been oppressing his people, anything like what the globalists are going to put in. So they put Al-Qaeda in and then act like, I mean, this is like the emperor's new clothes. He's wearing no clothes, but none of us are supposed to admit that he's naked. And so we all just play along with it. So what I'm doing is, with a shocking headline that actually reports to the level of the over-the-topness, and it can capture people's imagination, because if you just have it in the back of the paper, okay, the U.S. is aiding these groups, including Al-Qaeda, and so does Saudi Arabia, and so's NATO, and so's France, but it's no big deal. You know, Assad's a bad guy. We force the debate with the sensational headline, because this is sensational. See, so many people tend to, when the government does something sensationally bad, over-the-top bad, they will not cover it. Or they will just bury it, or they will whitewash it because, well, you can't say the government runs Al-Qaeda when they do. And now Mohammed Karzai, their own puppet, has come out and said the United States and NATO run Al-Qaeda and Taliban. They're staging the bombings. Remember that 2 weeks ago? That really pushed this out there and really had a lot of people start apologizing to me. Well, it's not just that one point. It's thousands, and I'm going to go over some of them here. But here's the rest of the headline, and this is what's newsworthy. This is what is different and will get people thinking, because it shows the absurdity of what they're doing. This is not an absurd statement in reality, because what Obama and his controllers are doing is so absurd. Here's the headline. Obama now global head of Al-Qaeda. Subheadline, will president order drone strike on White House? Will the president order a drone strike on himself? Now, if this breaks big, they'll try to spin it that I'm saying drone strike. That's how dumb they think you are. I want nothing to happen to Obama. I want him to live to be 150 in a prison cell along with the rest of the globalists. I don't want to turn him into a martyr. He's just a teleprompter reading puppet. But in his puppet office of an authoritarian White House now, that's admitted, saying NATO's over our military, you know, he'll shut down power plants without congressional approval. He's becoming dictatorial. He ran fast and furious to blame the Second Amendment. You've now got Obama saying he'll kill and he'll drone strike anybody he wants, anywhere, anytime, including U.S. citizens, including domestically. And that he's above the law, and he'll order you tortured, he'll order you drugged for trial, whatever. He's God. While in the real world, they put over 50,000 Al-Qaeda in Libya and now in Syria, and we have video today of them chopping innocent people's heads off, blowing up Christian churches, and engaging in unbelievable war crimes, while everyone's told we're losing our rights because of Al-Qaeda, but now they're segueing, you notice, saying, actually, it is veterans and gun owners and conservatives are the new #1 threat. Justice Department's reporting. We're going to go after them with Homeland Security. So I'm calling the 10 million pound elephant in the room. I'm calling the Emperor Obama is butt naked. I'm calling it out, and I'm saying, according to your doctrine, that you can just say somebody's Al-Qaeda and kill them. If you really wanted to get Al-Qaeda, President Obama, you would shut down Al-Qaeda operations that you run. So if you had a computer picking targets for you and you said, get Al-Qaeda, like GoldenEye, what would that computer target? It would target you. So you are the head of Al-Qaeda. Obama is the head of Al-Qaeda. I mean, it's true. Call it. People are like, what's the big news? That is the big news. Calling it for what it is. The Matrix. Taking the red pill. The White House runs Al-Qaeda.
As we saw in Katrina, and as we are watching now in New York and New Jersey, the federal government can't and won't help you in a crisis. FEMA ran out of water and MREs in days. Electricity is still off to over 1 million people. The Red Cross, who is quick to beg for money, is now slow to react. Don't put it off any longer. Get prepared today. While you're on InfoWarsShop.com, check out these other great preparedness items. The Aquapod kit lets you store up to 65 gallons of water in your bathtub. The Pocket Socket provides you with manual electricity for small electronics like your cell phone. The Life Straw is great for your bug-out bag. And check out our complete line of Interfood products for great tasting and nutritionally dense foods that have a great shelf life. If you are looking to secure your home in a crisis, you can order Strategic Relocations, the film, a great companion to the book Strategic Relocations 3rd edition, and The Secure Home by Joel Skousen. When the time to perform arrives, the time to prepare has already passed. Get prepared now, so if a crisis strikes your home, you and your family will be secure. Go to InfoWarsShop.com.
John Rappaport, with now they're going to start drugging you with mind control drugs to make you tell the truth in trial. That's just public torture. That's a public fake trial. But they're hiding it in plain view, using appeal to authority to act like it's okay. Oh, yeah, we injected black people with syphilis. We're not going to get in trouble. Yeah, we just gave, hundreds of thousands of people polio-like, stuff and debilitated 40-plus thousand of them in India. But it's no big deal. Back of the paper. See, they want to just create a normalcy bias where you just get used to incredibly bad things being normal if government does it. That's how the journey of tyranny happens. And so you read the article that Paul Watson and I put together this morning that just went up at Infowars.com. Obama now head of Al-Qaeda. Will president order drone strikes on White House? I'm getting my movie names wrong. I said the name of the film where people can't control their own subconscious is Forbidden Planet, and it's Eagle Eye, where the computer sees that the government's destroying the Bill of Rights and Constitution with drone strikes and attacks the government. So we asked the question, and I'm asking it, and again, I want no harm on the president. They'll try to twist that and say that, and that'll just help get the story out even more, because you're a bunch of liars if you say that. Secret Service has been here before, multiple times, so whatever. We're saying, according to Obama, saying kill anybody involved with Al-Qaeda, will he order a drone strike on the White House or on himself or on NATO headquarters? Because they run Al-Qaeda and Taliban, and Karzai's pointing it out, and I've got stacks of articles linked in this mainstream news admitting it, and the Council on Foreign Relations saying, we need Al-Qaeda. They're doing a great job. Said that last year. That's the real government here in the U.S. So by having a shocking headline, only a shocking headline can point out the shocking absurdity of the globalists running Al-Qaeda all over the world and then saying, oh, well, we just play both sides. No, you don't. You ran 9/11. You ran Oklahoma City. You ran Fast and Furious. You ran it all. Then they go, oh, you're saying our troops did. No, the criminal globalists that have infiltrated the government. That's who I'm talking about. Let's get that straight. That's the inside job. Does that not mean there aren't some Muslim extremists? Yeah, there are, and the globalists use them to take down countries and take my liberties. And I am sick and tired of it. Now, let me go over this here. Obama, now global head of Al-Qaeda, will president order drone strike on the White House? And I asked that question. Remember Gibbs said, oh, we were told to lie and say there was no drone program, even though it was admitted to exist. This is the same deal. They run Al-Qaeda publicly, and they're trying to get us to sit here and play along with it. So I'm not playing along, okay? That's why we're in so much trouble, folks. They have gone so far, no one wants to admit this. It came out recently in Williamson County that they knowingly kept an innocent man in jail who had no criminal record for 25 years, even though they had the bloody bandana and you know, had somebody else who done a murder and tried to keep him in jail. And you're like, how did that happen? Because once they knew they'd set him up, they could never admit it. And it's the same thing. Once they get you... that's the Michael Morton's case. Once they get you into evil, you have to keep defending it. So now they've got us defending the government running Al-Qaeda while saying they've got to take our rights because of Al-Qaeda. And I told you this was coming. Now saying, oh, it's not Al-Qaeda, it's patriots. We're the new Al-Qaeda. No, I'm not. You're terrorist. You're Al-Qaeda. You're a foreign banking cartel. I want you out of here. And the whole world's watching this and can't believe I'm still alive. Because God is on my side, and I'll be alive as long as God wants me to be alive. Okay, so that's what's happening. That's what's going on. Now, let me go over some of these headlines for you as we go to break here with the document cam. Look at this. Okay, backing this up. Go read the article. It's got it all in there going over this. Look at this headline. Gruesome video shows Syrian Al-Qaeda rebel beheading civilians. Look at this. Al-Qaeda-linked Imam dined at Pentagon after 9/11. Anwar al-Awlaki. Fox News, Al-Qaeda leader dined at Pentagon just months after 9/11. Al-Qaeda's specter in Syria, CFR. They go on to say, we need Al-Qaeda, oh, they're so great. CFR strategist praises Al-Qaeda bombings in Syria. I mean, this is what call it for what it is. The globalists are Al-Qaeda. They run Al-Qaeda. Obama is the Al-Qaeda commander. I just walked back in the reporter area with Jakari Jackson, Melissa Melton, David Knight were all back there. And I said, what do you think of what I just did? And David Knight looked at me and he said, you just outed Obama. And that's it. I mean, they're hiding in plain view. It's like catching a guy in bed with your wife. I mean, just boom, the whole deal right there. And they're like, nothing happened. Nothing happened. They're running Al-Qaeda in front of us. So I'm saying, hey, Mohammed Karzai is calling them out. Everybody is. Just call them out. You're Al-Qaeda. It's a bunch of foreign banks, run our government. They're staging stuff to get our guns. And you're not... People groveling to them is not going to get us out of this. Just calling it like it is. I don't want my children or your children having a hellish future. I care about the future. I care about the continuum. We have all this wealth because our ancestors did care about the continuum. That is that's the key trait of civilization, is that you're not just thinking about today. And you're not ego-driven, you're not peacock-driven. It's okay to like some nice things and fast cars or whatever for its enjoyment and its security, but it's not to worship. See, there will be no idols before me. What does that mean? An idol, you worship it. God's got to be number one. Doesn't mean you don't like other things in your life. Doesn't mean you don't like some status or whatever. As you get closer to God, you won't care about that anymore. The point is that you will start turning loose of the things of the flesh. And I'm telling you, it's fulfilling to the point of, I will call them out, even if they kill me. And I'm not stupid, folks. I accelerate into territory very dangerous. Because they know I know how to call them out. Because I am primitive. Now, let's go to Lindsey Graham walking around like a sweating degenerate with We Are Change questioning him, going, we hung Nazis, we can hang whoever we want in America. The idea is, though, you're the Nazis. He goes, we're not the SS. We're moral. The SS thought they were moral. They have the diaries of the SS, how much they hated shooting little kids in the head and stuff, but it was the right thing to do. Here, let's go ahead and go to this tape.
Senator Graham, why do you think Obama should be judge, jury, and executioner with his deposition matrix?
Oh, I couldn't have. I believe that enemy combatants, American citizens can be enemy combatants.
What about Abdul-Rahim al-Awlaki, the 16-year-old innocent American citizen?
I don't know what the facts were, but you do get collateral damage.
Drone strike 2 weeks after his son.
The person who determines enemy combatant status is not a court, it's the commander-in-chief.
It's one person. Shouldn't there be more oversight?
I'm sure he does.
Senator, right this way.
His actions.
Shouldn't it be more than one person that gets to decide who lives and dies?
We're at war, and the commander-in-chief, one person sends our soldiers into battle. We don't have a committee of Congress.
What about when it's America?
Well, just listen. I don't
But see,
care
it's
if
now
it's an
domestic.
American citizen or not under the law of war. That doesn't matter.
Yeah, they say
When
you're a
American
terrorist, you're
citizens
dead.
helped the Nazis,
You wear
they were harmed in
uniforms, so you know
military
that,
force.
punk. You run
There will be
Al-Qaeda.
American citizens recruited by Al-Qaeda. They're looking
You
in
run
our
Al-Qaeda.
backyard. They're here already.
You run-
If
yeah,
an
we know.
American
You're one of
citizen
them.
Joins Al-Qaeda.
That's Al-Qaeda
they do
right
so
there.
At their own peril.
They're
they
here
will
already.
Go to court. They'll have a hearing about whether or not you're a member of the
Yeah,
organization.
they're dining at the
but we're
Pentagon.
war. We have
So you
one
staged
person
his
that
death.
orders our troops into battle.
And we're all
that
lucky.
same person has the authority to determine who the enemy is because we're at war. Thank you.
They dump out Al-Qaeda anywhere they want.
You said
take
about
your
the Nazis,
rights.
but also at that time they got tried with the Nuremberg trial, and they used the same excuse that we're at war and we can do whatever we like.
Well, see, that's the point I'm trying to make. If someone were ordered to kill an innocent American where there's no evidence that they have they're involved in terrorism.
But is the disposition matrix
please,
enough?
Please. The person carrying out the order could be prosecuted. In the military, you don't have the Nuremberg defense that I'm carrying out orders. So really, the men and women who pull the trigger on drones and who drop bombs, I know them. I know the pains they go through to prevent collateral damage.
Yeah.
We're not the SS. We're a very ethical military. The thought that goes into targeting people.
Oh, yeah,
is,
you run Al-Qaeda
incredible.
publicly.
I know the program. I
Obama
know
is the head of
checks and
Al-Qaeda.
balances. But the difference
You are a lieutenant of Al-Qaeda. You are Al-Qaeda, Graham. You are Al-Qaeda. I call you out. I out you publicly. It's public. Karzai outs you. We all out you. Al-Qaeda runs America. Obama is Al-Qaeda's commander. He is bin Laden. He is bin Laden. Ask yourselves, what are you doing in this time of great challenge? What are you doing to unlock minds?